in the Torah of Yahuwah, then feel free to join us. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.
Shabbat Shalom. Indeed, Yahuwah's love reaches to the highest mountain and flows to the lowest valley. A very beautiful song. And His love gives us strength from day to day. That will never lose its power. Hallelujah. So this week, we said that we are going to look at the works. Right? What work did we see being commanded in the Torah not to be done on the Sabbath? Anybody says Servile, I need to go outside. Where is the pointer? I left the pointer, I think. Anybody says Servile, need to go outside. What kind of work must not be done on the Sabbath? No work. And what kind of work you don't do on some of the Moedims? And which Moedim you must do no work at all? Which of the annual Moedim? Say no work at all must be done on that day. Eh? Talk like when you're confident, man. The day of atonement. All right. So topic for today, work versus servile work. The prohibitions of the Moedims. So what can you do and what can you not do on which day, and all of the excitement. In Isaiah 28, Yahweh is speaking. And see, and these two have gone astray through wine and through strong drink. They have wandered about. Priest and prophet have gone astray through strong drink. They are swallowed up by wine. They wander about through strong drink. They go astray in vision. And they stumble in right ruling. So the whole thing mash up. Nobody understands this thing. Everybody teach what they think is right. And they say they go astray in right ruling, rightly dividing the word. For all tables shall be covered with vomit. No place without filth. One heap of fool doctrine. One heap of madness teaching. Whom would he teach knowledge? And whom would he make to understand the message? Those weaned from milk. Those taken from the breast. So you have to go back to basic. Baby teaching, in other words. You have to catch the baby them and teach them because the big people them gone bad already. How you going to teach them? For it is command upon command, command upon command. Line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. So seeing that everybody have what they think, everybody says what they think can be done on the Sabbath. When you ask the Jews, them tell you how much kilometer you can travel before it becomes a sin. Them tell you how much pound or weight you can lift up before it becomes a sin. One heap of things. So in order for us to understand, we have to apply this principle, right? Line upon line. Precept upon precept. Here a little. There a little. So we're going to go line upon line. We're going to catch piece over here, so. And we're going to catch our next piece over here, so. And we're going to bring them together. And we're going to see if we can make some sense. When we're ready for the journey? Everybody wants to know what can be done on the Sabbath and what cannot be done on the Sabbath. See Chantel eating now. Wonder if that can be done on the Sabbath. All right, so work versus servile work. So in Leviticus 23, verse 3, commandment for the Sabbath, instructions for the Sabbath. 6 days, work is done. Watch it now. Teaching time. The word here for work is melaka. Work is done. Pay attention. The word for done is asa. So 6 days, work is done. But the 7th day is a Shabbat of rest, a set apart gathering. You asa, no melaka. It is a Sabbath to Yahuwah in all your dwellings. So no work at all on the Sabbath, right? 7th day Sabbath, weekly Sabbath, no work at all. When you jump now, couple verses down, verse 7, speaking of the festival of Matzot, or as they call it, unleavened bread. On the first day, you have a set apart gathering. You asa no aboda melaka. So like gypsy. Don't. You do no servile work. A different kind of work this now for this day. Different kind of provision, different kind of instructions. Verse 8, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahuwah for 7 days. And on the 7th day is a set apart gathering. You asa no abada melaka. You like that, Auntie Dan? That rhyme. Sound like an artist or DJ, eh? You do no servile work. No servile work. And we see the same prescription for Shavuot. We see the same for Yom Teruah. We see the same for the first day of Tabernacles. And we see it for the 8th day assembly. No servile work, right? And then for the Sabbath and for the Day of Atonement, we see no work at all. Pay attention, I want you to notice that the word melaka always precedes aboda in the instructions for the Moedim. So melaka come before aboda when you read the script itself. Them spin it round and translate it. So if you read it literally as how them translate it, you're supposed to see it's a work servile and not servile work. So you're going to learn some things today. Them switch it around for suit their understanding. When you read the script, the melaka comes first, then the aboda. So if you're going to translate melaka as work and aboda as servile, it should read as work servile. But follow me carefully. Might take some time, but we have to get through it because you need to know what is permitted and what is not permitted on these days. So work and servile work defined. So we have to go back to the Hebrew. You know that already. Melaka. It means work. Means occupation. Means craftsmanship. Service. Deputyship. Ministry. Employment. Work. And property. Property. Property coming out. I know me put it in there, virgin. Property. Yes, we are talking about. It comes from the Hebrew malak. Same word for king, same word for angel, messenger. Send him out. Send him out on business. Same thing. Malaka, malak. When you check the ancient Hebrew lexicon, the pictograph lamed is a picture of a shepherd's staff. The kaf is a picture of the open palm of the hand. And the two, it means staff in the palm. A nomad traveled on foot with a staff in his hand to provide support in walking, as well as a weapon to defend against predators or thieves. Put all of the letters together, you get melaka, which means work, as a message through action. It can be work, it can be business, it can be workmanship, it can be goods, it can be cattle, it can be stuff, and it can be thing. Pay attention. So this word have a whole heap of meaning. Goods, cattle, thing, property, workmanship, occupation, all kind of excitement. Aboda, the next word that they translate as servile. Means service, labor, work or workship, work of any kind. comes from the Hebrew word ebed or abad, which means to serve. Serve or servant. A work performed, watch it now. A work performed or made for another out of obligation, requirement, or gratitude. So we are told that servile work means work where you go and you get paid. Something goes with you or no? We have to find out. When you put the abodano, service. Servile, work, bondage, act, serve, servitude, tillage, effect. So we're going to look at the melaka first. The work. And notice me have the tractor car, the tractor. What the tractor do? Tractor work. Smarty. Genesis 2. Pay attention now. We're going to learn some things. Genesis 2, the first time we find this word here. Verse 2. In the seventh day, Elohim completed his what? His what? Melaka, his work. What did Elohim complete? His work, which he had asa. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had what? Made. The asa. The asa is the key, you know. Because asa means to make, to produce, to perform, to create, or to do. Now, what kind of work was Elohim doing in the past 6 days? Creating what? Creating the world. When him create, tell me why you tell me when him create. So him get up and he mix cement and black and steel. What did he do? In command, he just talk. And things come out. And it's what? Work. Something all right? And the Elohim blessed the seventh day and set it apart, because on it he rested from all his work which he had done. I want you to tell me the work of Elohim. Tell me what him create. Tell me some things what him create. Man, fish, beasts, sea, river, moon, sun, star. So what is his work? Tell me the work. That you not think. So he completed the creation that he created, or that he made. Exodus 31. Watch this now. See, I have called my name Betzalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehuda. And I have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge, in all what? Work. In knowledge, in all work. Watch it. To make designs for asa. But then translate the asa as work. Show you the English. Butcher the thing now, brethren. To make designs, to make gold. That is what it should read and say. To create gold. So the crafting for the creation with the gold and the silver and the bronze. And in cutting stones for setting and in carving wood. And to make all manner of work. You see the work? This is somebody's work. I wonder if you don't understand me answer to you. This chair, this, what kind of work you do, sir? What kind of work you do? Eh? All right. This instrument here that blows air and cools the place was out of service 1 week. And you came and you do what you do, and it is not working. So now we are enjoying your work. This is your work, you know, Bridget. Because if you never fix it, it wouldn't cool now. Wouldn't a fan away hot and a sweat. What did Elohim create? He rested. Genesis 2 says, he rested, he completed his work, him complete you, him complete the sun, him complete the creation of the moon, everything, and he rested from that which he had created, which he had made. So the work is the article. Somebody put plastic, metal, put it metal in the fire, set it up, get some screw, mold the plastic, and created a chair. The chair is work. Watch it. Exodus 35. The children of Yisra'el brought a voluntary offering to Yahuwah. All the men and women whose hearts moved them to bring all kinds of work. They brought all kinds of work. If it said them brought all kinds of work, it means that you bring all kind of yourself to come and do the work? No, it's something you are taking there. They brought all kinds of work, which Yahuwah by the hand of Mashah had commanded to be made. The work was commanded to be made, to be produced, to be created. And he has filled with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all work. So you get the wisdom as to how to create the work which Yahuwah commanded you to create. Yahuwah commanded you to create something for the tabernacle, and him give you the wisdom, the know-how. So if him say, I want a Tesla or an electric car, him give you the tools, and him give you the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding how to create the work. And the work is the Tesla that he asked you for. Pay attention. To make designs. To make in gold and in silver and in bronze and in cutting of stones for setting and in carving wood, and to make all manner of goods for design. All manner of things, all manner of work, the thing that I commanded you to create for the tabernacle, because they were given specific instructions. He said, I want basin, make out of bronze. I want this, make out of gold. I want fork, utensil, spoon, everything, and him tell you how to do it. So you have to carry the thing them come, and somebody have to make the work. The translation mash up the thing. Pay attention. You're going to get scripture till you're weak. He has filled them with the skill to make the work, to make all work of the engraver, the pattern where the engraver do, and the work of the designer, the work of the embroiderer in blue and in purple, in scarlet material. So how you sew up the material, how you deal with it, how you embroider the material. That is the work. And a weaver making any work, anything, and makers of designs. Our concept of work, where we get up and we just do something. Can you make that? Is that something that you make? No, that's something you're going to do. The work is a tangible thing that when it is finished, you can hold it. The melaka is something tangible. When it's finished, you can hold it and say, this is my work. So it's like, Margie, build a house, and him carry me a rush, and him say, my work, this, you know. My work, this is my production. This is my creation. That is what Elohim rested from. Can never get up and go to work. He did not get up and go to work. He did not get up and go to a 9 to 5. He never get up and go to a site. We are his work. That's why I say we are his workmanship. Exodus 36. Mashah called Bezalel, Oholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whose heart Yahweh had given wisdom. Everyone whose heart lifted him up to come and make the work. So all the craftsmen who were making the work of the set-apart place, each came from the work that he was making, because these men are tradesmen. So the carpenter did over here, so I build one whatnot for somebody. Yahweh temple start build now. Him leave the work that he was making. What is the work that he was making? The whatnot to come over here, so now come build one table that Yahweh commanded him to make. Then Mashah commanded, and they sent this word throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman make any more work. Watch this now. Let neither man nor woman make any more work. Why? For the contribution of the set-apart place, and the people were withheld from bringing. So him said, don't carry any more work. That him say no. Him say no carry no more work. Why? For what they had, you see where them translate, or the translators mess up? You see what they had is Melakada there. The things that they had, the material, was enough for the items, were enough for the work, the things to be created. But them translate it as for what they had. You shall do no work. It was enough for all the work to be created, for all the things to be created. More than enough. Then all the wise-hearted ones among them who worked on the dwelling place, who made things for the dwelling place. Even here, sir, again. You see the maid here, the asa here. When you go back to the script, this asa is before Melaka. But them switch it round and put it way around here, so it's sound away now. Because it's supposed to read, then all the wise-hearted ones among them who made the work on the dwelling place. They make 10 curtain, fine linen. This is the work, you know. The 10 curtain, blue and purple, and scarlet material. They made them with the cherubim, the work of a skilled workman. But they removed the asa and put it behind the Melaka, brethren. And when you go back to the script, if you don't believe me, go check your interlinear. And you're going to realize that wherever Melaka is used, asa is used before it. Because you make work. You make the article, the item, you make it, you create it. So that word always comes before Melaka. Second Chronicles 17. And some of the Philistines, watch this now. Some of the Philistines did what, sir? They brought what? They brought Jehoshaphat gifts. And what? A load of silver. So when them carried to Jehoshaphat gifts, a load of silver, the Arabians brought him flax. What is flax? Goat. And we just read now the definition that Melaka can be cattle. No, sir. They brought him flax. They brought him 7,700 rams and 7,700 male goats. And Jehoshaphat became increasingly great. You see, because he become increasingly great now, just like Abraham and Lot, and them run out of space and they had part, Jehoshaphat do what now? He built some storage city. What is the storage city for, sir? To store the things that he have acquired. The goat, the ram, the silver, all of the excitement. He built storage city. Can you store work? Our concept of work now in this modern day. Can you store work, sir? No. He built storage city. Why? And he had much work, much business, much things the man had in the city. So he built storage city. Because he had much things to store. That's why he built storage city. The translation mash up the thing, brethren. 2 Chronicles 29:34. Only the priests were too few and were unable to skin, to flay. So the priests were there flaying a whole heap of animals, thousands of animals. And the work was too great. Watch it. They were unable to skin all the ascending offerings. So their brothers, the Levites, helped them until the work there is the animals to be skinned, brethren. The animals are the work. The work was completed. You have to skin them. The animals are the work. Exodus 22. If you don't believe me, see it here again. I'm going to give you proof till you're weak. Exodus 22, 7, 8, and 11. When a man gives silver, watch this now, or goods, the word there for goods is kili. When a man gives silver or goods to his neighbor to guard it, so you give him the money and tell him, so watch this money here for me, I'm a silver. And it is stolen out of the man's house. If the thief is found, he repays double. Watch verse 8 now. If the thief is not found, then the master of the house must be brought before Elohim to see whether he has put his hand into his neighbor's what? Work! Melaka! Where do my translators work all along? If he has put his hand into his neighbor's what? And where the neighbor give him? Silver. And the silver is classified as what? Work. A thing. And verse 11 confirm it again. Let an oath of Yahuwah be between them both, that he has not put his hand into his neighbor's work, his neighbor's business, his neighbor's things, his neighbor's property. So no me make it up. Me shock when me see it, just like you. Exodus 38:24. All the gold, and them say prepared now. All of a sudden the gold is prepared. All the gold made the work. Gold was used to make the work, the article, in all the work of the set apart place. And it was the gold of the wave offering. And it came to be 29 talents and 730 shekels according to the shekel. Still no believe? Genesis 39. Joseph in Egypt in Potiphar's house. His master saw that Yahuwah was with him and that Yahuwah made all he made, or everything that he did, the Asa, to prosper in his hand. In his hand. So that means that anything he put him onto, it multiply. No so? If he plant something, it grow and grow good and multiply. Anything him do, multiply. Watch it. And so Joseph found favor in his eyes, and he served him, and he appointed him. Watch this now. He appointed him over his house, and he gave into his hand. You can put work in our man and brethren, our concept of work, the intangible concept of work. He gave into his hand all that he had. Where Joseph get? Every single thing where Potiphar owned. That is the subject, you know. Watch it. And it came to be from the time that he appointed him. So what is Joseph's work then? Or what is his responsibility? The house and everything where Potiphar owned. If it's out in the field, then a firm responsibility, because you have been appointed as the ruler of this, the overseer of this. It came to be from the time that he appointed him over his house and all that he had, that Yahuwah blessed the Egyptians' house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of Yahuwah was on all that he had in the house and in the field. So this is talking about possessions, brethren, right? And he left in Joseph's hand all that he had. And he did not know what he had except for the bread which he ate. So the only thing he know about is the food when he eat. Joseph deal with everything. And Joseph was handsome in form and in appearance. And it came to be on a certain day now, when Joseph went into the house to do what? His work. What is his work? Potiphar's possessions. The man go about him business. Genesis 33:14. You don't believe me? Undeniable proof. Please let my master go. So this is now Jacob reunion with his brother Esau. And them have a nice peaceful reunion. Esau was pressing Jacob, say, come, I'm going to carry you back with me. And Jacob pull a stone upon him and say, no man, I'm going to follow behind you. Look what him say. Jacob said, please let my master go before his servants. So him say, Esau, go before. And let me lead on slowly according to the pace of the melaka, the livestock. The man said, me I walk with goat and all kind of things, brethren. So him say, you go on, me will catch you up. Because I can only move as fast as my livestock are moving. Melaka, my property, my possession. I know me make it up. 1 Samuel 15:9. Watch this again. More proof. Shall know. Remember Agag? Why and Samuel have to come and chop up Agag because he was supposed to kill him and him never kill him? But Shaul and the people spared Agag, and they spared the best of what? The sheep, and the best of the cattle, and the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good. And they would not put them under the ban. But you see, the melaka, the goods that were despised, so the cattle were never so fat, the maga one, like myself. The cow were never so fat, the goat were never so fat, all of those things. That are the things them where them put under the ban. And on me say it, see there, melaka used there for the goods. And we see what is the goods already. The sheep, the cattle, the fatling, the lamb. 1 Kings 5:16. Besides 3,300 from the chief of Solomon's deputies who were over the work, those ruling over the people who made the work. And when you say labor in, all of them were there, them put them in. The in and all of them something there. It's just Asa Melaka who made the work, the people who made the work, the persons who were producing the work. So if you work call you to make a chair, the persons who were making the chair. The Asa is the making, and the Melaka is the chair. That is the work, the physical article. First Kings 7, 14, 22, and 40. He was the son of a widow from the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Sor. His father was a man of Sor, and his father was a bronze worker. So what his father do? Work with metal, but his bronze, specifically him work with bronze. So he would get bronze, the material, the raw material, and make items out of it, whatever kind of item, pot, spoon, plate, whatever you want to call it. If you want to one bull out of the bronze, you can get a bull out of the bronze. Probably I him say one build the bull in a Moses time. No, but you understand what I'm saying? He was a bronze worker. He was filled with wisdom and understanding, and he was skilled. And you see them put working here? Making. He was skilled in making also all kinds of bronze what? Bronze material, bronze things. That is the work, bronze material, brethren. So if it's spoon, fork, plate, cup, anything, that is the work, that is the melaka made from bronze. So he came to King Solomon and he made all the work that Solomon, all the bronze work that Solomon required for the temple. This brethren here make it. So the bronze work would be the products that have been created from the bronze. And the top of the columns was lily work. Thus the work of the columns was completed. Then put some design on the top of the column. And that is considered the work of the column. Because some designer make a column boasting now in the temple. That is the work of the column, brethren. It's not the construction itself of the column, but the design the column. Bossy now. No, you're gone in a image. And Hiram now, watch this, and me make it up, brethren. Hiram come now in verse 40. Hiram made what? Pots. He made shovels. You know what is shovel? Spoon. Our big shovel, any one of them. He made bowls. And Hiram completed making all those things. The sitting them near the work. These are the work, brethren. The pot, the shovel, and the bowl. He made all the things that he was to make for King Solomon, for the house of Yahweh. Translation, butcher the thing, brethren. 1 Kings 11:28. The man, Jeroboam, was a brave man. Brave man, and Solomon seeing that the young man was making his work well. Them said doing. He was making his work well. So you run a site, Margie. As a foreman, as a contractor, you're running a site. You have a look at one mason who you give a look at small thing because you're not so sure about him, you don't know him. So you give him a look at small work and say, I make him build one house. I not give him 5 houses to build. I make him build one house in a scheme and watch him. When you are watching him now, you see him going better than all of the other mason. So what you do now? You call him and you say, I know, say, you are going to be my foreman because I want every house look like your house. So I'm going to put you in charge of every other mason. That is what is happening here. They said, Solomon seeing that the young man was making his work. What is the work? The house where my build, brethren. He was making his work well. And so he made him an officer over all of the other man them. Man turned foreman on his side. 2 Kings 12. And he gave the silver weighed out. What did he give? Silver weighed out into the hands. And I want to show you the translation. Wicked brethren, watch this one now. The man them weigh out the silver, give it into the hands of those who were making the work. When you see this now, in the truth, you think a payment man I get. No, watch it. Watch it. He gave the silver into those who made the work. The ones who had oversight of the house of Yahweh. And they paid it out to the carpenters. They look like, man, I get paid now in a brethren. Because they pay out the silver now to the carpenter, to the builders who made on the house of Yahweh, who were making the house of Yahweh. Because carpenter and builder make the house. But they say, who were working on the house. No, they are making the house. The carpenter and the builder. Watch it. And to the stone masons and the stone cutters, look why them get the money now. So that they can go and buy timber and hewn stone to strengthen the breach of the house. That's why them get the silver. To go and buy material. For they gave that to the workmen, the Asa Melaka, and they strengthened. So you see the workmen there, with them translate as workmen, is the ones who were making, are doing the work. And they strengthened the house of Yahweh with it. And watch this now. Show you them wicked. And they did not reckon with the men into the house, into whose hand they gave the silver. So in other words, they are saying that them not check back with them. We see if money left or if them use the money right, because everybody was acting trustworthily. Watch this. So they did not reckon with the men into whose hand they gave the silver to be paid. You see the word there for paid, brethren? You see, when you pay for something or you purchase something is kana. That's the word. And Nathan used here. So Nathan means to give or a gift. And then put paid. It's not paid, it's give. The silver, who they gave the silver to be given to the workmen. Because the man them go use the silver and go buy material, brethren. So you see, so the silver was for the work. The silver was to go and buy the material to make the work. Because if you is a carpenter, what you need? What carpenter need? Wood. What stone mason need? Stone. Where mason now, concrete mason need? Cement. And sand and stone and them something there. What Brady need? Screwdriver and capacitor and circuit board and all kind of excitement business. What Morris need? Engine oil. You must have him tool pan. What me need? Torah. All me need is a Torah, Bridget. And you teach. You have your material. So what is my work? What is my melaka? No, sir. We don't understand. We don't understand. If big tell the man say, build a chair, and the chair when build is him work. What is my work? What do I need? Or what is the raw material that I need to do my work? The Torah. And when me done now, what is my work now? The finished article. No, sir. The word when me I teach now, this is my work now. You are getting my work. The message. Because me work, me make, or me do what me I do with the Torah now, and present a sermon, or a teaching as we call it. That is my work. That is the production that came from what I was doing all this week. That is the finished article. So your work is the house what you do. If a man give you a contract to build a column, and you build the column alone, is the column alone is your work. That is the work, your work. Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man who is skilled in his business? Business. He does not stand before kings. He stands before a king. He does not stand before mean men. Leviticus 13:48. Or in the warp, or in the weft, or linen, or wool, or in leather, or in any leather work. See it here? Any leather work. So if you have a belt that is leather, that is considered leather work. The work is the belt. And it's leather work because it is made from leather. Leather work. The finished article is the work. Ezekiel 28:13. You were in Eden. The last one is not familiar card. Then we jump to Aboda. You were in Eden speaking to Mastema. The garden of Elohim. Yahweh is speaking to him. Every precious stone was your covering. You had the ruby, you had the topaz, you had the diamond, you had the beryl, you had the shoham, you had the jasper, you had the sapphire, the turquoise, you had the emerald, and you had the gold, sir. Watch this. The workmanship of your settings and mountings was prepared for you on the day you were created. So in other words, all of those stones were used to create the workmanship, the article where you wear. So it's not get up and go to work, brethren. Servile work. Aboda. See, everybody has smile now like them feel like so we get free reign now. Man can cook and enjoy himself. Genesis 29:27. Aboda. Complete the week of this one. This is Jacob and Laban now. After Laban chop him and now give him Rachel and give him Leah. Tell him say, complete the week of this one now. Watch this. Then, after you complete the week, as payment for the week, you are going to get this one too. Why? For the service, the abodah, the labor. This already I must translate as work, brethren. This is the word that should be translated as work. Because he's getting paid. Him doing work and he might get him reward for the work. This is the word that should be translated as work. So you are going to get this one for the work which you have worked with me. These 7 years. This not sound like a better word to use, translate as work? Or labor? Well, the modern. Thank you. Genesis 30:26. Jacob again to the same man. Give me my wives and my children. Give me what? My wife and my children. Why? Because I have served Abad, the root word for Abada. I have served you. So let me go, for you know yourself. You know my service. You know that I worked. You know that I labored for them. The work which I have served, I have worked for you. So give me my pay. This is what we agreed on. 1 Kings 12:4. Man them sent to a specific king and say, boy, your father deal with it rough. We beg you, ease up or your father deal with it. And the king go to the old advisors, and the old advisors say, if you want to win the people, ease up the burden off of the people, them, and they will serve you. They will be loyal to you for as long as you are king. Man say, all right, I hear you. Go to him young friend them now. You call that the dirty foot friend them. Auntie Dan, the dirty foot friend them tell the king, say, don't ease them up, and lazy them lazy. And him listen to the dirty foot friend them. See the people them here talk to the king, they say, your father made our yoke hard. And now lighten the hard service, the hard work, the labor, the abodah of your father. And this heavy, you see the word there for heavy? Is the serve, the abad, and them say heavy. Which he put on us, and then we will serve you. Hard work. So you're going to find also that this word is not limited to only work where you get paid for. Once you work hard, brethren, labor you call that, not that we call it labor. Them call man pan site who do the hard work. Labor. The harvest is right, but the labor are them few. 1 Chronicles 4:21. The sons of Shelah, the son of Yehuda, the father of Leka, and Lada, the father of Marisha, and the clans of the house of the linen workers, the linen laborers. Them man they labor with what? Linen, sewing, make clothes, give people and all kind of things, all different kind of material of the house of Ashbia. Numbers 3. Bring the tribe of Levi near. Set them before Aaron the priest, and they shall serve him. Watch this. And shall guard his duty and the duty of all the congregation before the tent of appointment, to serve in the labor, or to labor the labor of the dwelling place, or to work in the labor of the dwelling place, however you want to put it. So the Levites do what? Abodah. The Levites abodah. A man might say them not get paid. Lie! Watch it. They shall guard all the furnishings of the tent of appointment and the duty of the children of Yisra'el. To do, you see the to do there is abad, not asa. To labor or to work or to serve in the work or the labor of the dwelling place. See, Numbers 18 now tell us that them actually get paid. Yahweh said to Aaron, you are not to have an inheritance in their land, nor have any portion in their midst. I am your portion and your inheritance among the children of Yisra'el. And see, I have given the children of Levi all the what? The tithes in Yisra'el as an inheritance in return for the labor, the abodah, that them labor in the tent of appointment, in the tabernacle. So tell me, then get paid. Yes, that them pay that. So the abodah, indeed. Exodus 1. Egyptians say, come, let us act wisely towards them, lest they increase, and it shall be when fighting befalls us that they shall join our enemies and fight against us, and shall go up out of the land. And so they set slave masters over them to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh supply cities, Pithom and Ramses. And the Egyptians made the children of Yisrael serve with harshness, abad with harshness. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. Abodah, man said, but the Israelites, them never get paid. Wait. Even if them never get paid, this is hard work. labored this. They labored in mortar and in brick and in all kinds of labor in the field. All their labor which they had made them to serve was with harshness. Joshua 65, 9. Joshua tell us the backdrop to the story. Now therefore go you also and cunningly toward them and proclaim a voice in Egypt and in Goshen at the command of the king, saying, all you men of Mitzrayim, Goshen, Pathros, and all their inhabitants, the king has commanded us to build Pithom and Ramesses, and to fortify them for battle. Who amongst you of all the Egyptians of the children of Yisra'el, and of all the inhabitants of the cities are willing to build with us? So it's an invitation, this in a bridge. Each man shall have his what? His wages given to him daily at the king's order. So the king said, this is how you go first at cunning. So you're going to trick them and gather yourselves and come to Pithom and Ramesses to build. And after they shall have built with you for their daily hire. So when them just start, you're going to pay them. After that, now you're going to take a look at time and you're going to withdraw from them daily, one by one in secret. So today Morgan left, tomorrow Rush left, tomorrow Rash left, tomorrow Yaazi left, and today me left. By the time then look, Amaris alone left. I might as well, him never left because my sleep. And then you shall rise up and become their taskmasters and officers, and you shall leave them afterward to build. So them get paid for the labor. Immaterial still, because I tell you that the Abodah is hard labor. Watch this. 2 Chronicles 31:16. Besides those males from 3 years old and up who were written in the genealogy, they distributed to everyone who entered the house of Yahuwah his daily portion for the work. You see, the work there is not melakah. I intentionally went through every scripture and I put melakah in brackets where it is in the script. So them man translate anything as work where them feel like them want to translate as work. The words that are there should be translated as of Yahuwah is daily portion for the charge according to the courses in the service, in the abodah, in the labor by his division. So each man have a specific division where he's working. So you have a seamstress. You have the who again now? You have the mason, you have the stone cutter, you have the carpenter, you have the bronze worker. Everybody in them own division according to what you specialize in, and you do that labor. That is how you labor and you collect your money and you go on by your business. See it here? Money run now, you know. So abodah use because money run. You notice in all of the other ones, from melakah, no money no run. 1 Chronicles 25. And David and the commanders of the army separated for the labor, the service, the abodah. Some of the sons of Asaph. Watch this work now. Because sometimes a man thinks that the work, you know, is hard work where you sweat and bust sweat and go on. Watch this work here. The sons of Asaph, and if you know your Bible, you know say Asaph responds for what? Music. And of Haman and Yeduthun, who should prophesy with lyres, with harps, and with cymbals. And the number of the workmen according to their labor was, and verse 2 tell you the number of them. And verse 2 tell you, say, this set or this 6 was good with the harp, this 7 was good with the lyre, and this amount was good with the cymbal, and that is the division and the order according to all them labor. Once you get paid, labor, if you sit down on one computer and you just type for the day, if you get paid, abodah. And if you don't get paid and you bust sweat and you work, abodah. Laborious work are work that you get paid for. That is abodah. 1 Chronicles 26. For the divisions of the gatekeepers. You know who is a gatekeeper? Security. When you drive up, him lift up the sub now, you drive in, gatekeeper brethren. Thank you very much. But like, don't pay attention, man. Watch this. The gatekeepers of the Korites, Meshalem Yahu, son of Korah, of the sons of Asaph. And verse 8 tell us now, all these were of the sons of Obed Edom, they and their sons and their brothers, able men with the strength for the labor, because the gate heavy, brethren. A big gate. I like me can get gatekeeper work. A Yaazi and Barak have to go out there. Me and Rash can't do gatekeeper work. We have to stick to his script, and that alone we can lift up. Big work, gatekeeper. And you get your money when mountain come, because that is your occupation. Psalm 104. See it here? Causing the grass to grow for the cattle. Plants for the service of mankind, the labor of mankind. Because mankind have to labor to get plants from the earth, no sir? To bring forth food from the earth. The young lions are roaring for prey and seeking their food from Elohim. But you see, man, what man have to do? Man goes out to his work and to his occupation till evening. That is how him eat. So that is work for money. Or you till the ground and you get your food. So you can feed your family. Abodah. That is the servile. Sound good? Not sound bad, don't? All right. Exodus 12. It shall be when you come to the land, watch it now. This is our proof. That is not money alone classify Abodah. When you come to the land, this is Passover, virgin. Passover instruction, this, you know. When you come to the land which Yahweh gives you as he promised, that you shall guard this what? This labor. What is the labor of Passover? Eh? Killing the lamb. And a man jump up and say, but how them a labor on the Sabbath? No, Passover and the Sabbath, you labor before the Sabbath start, brethren. Because by the time we done clean up, the only thing we are doing when the Sabbath come now is cook. The excitement and the whole heap of big work, it done, no sir? So when the children come now again in verse 26, and the children said to you, what do you mean by this what? Labor, big work. We get paid for the Passover work? No. But it called work, called labor. Because it's laborious. And who do it? No. It takes time. Leviticus 25. Watch this again now. Nice one. When your brother who dwells by you becomes poor, so an Israelite. So I am here, I run into some difficulty, can't pay the loans, credit report, mash up. I'm Rush is well off, doing well. Having big house with him family. Chantel cook every day. Me over here so hungry. Yahweh son must take me in. Yes, watch it. And he sells himself to you. Me not gonna sell myself, you have to just take me. Anyways, so he sells himself to you. Watch this. You see the word here for make? Abad. You do not make him serve as a what? As a slave. So you don't make him labor as a laborer, brethren. No work him out, in other words. Don't work him out. Here you go deal with him now. Here you go deal with your brother. You must treat him as a hired servant, as a settler. When somebody come to your yard as a visitor, out of port, when foreigner come to your yard, you work them out? No. Probably you just tell the out of goodness of the heart, then say, all right, me wash some plate. But you can't feel must go to the bathroom. So when me come to your yard, you can't tell me to go to the bathroom. Me know you can't go to the bathroom. And you can't ask me to cook neither. Me wash the plate. That alone me want to wash the plate. So me can continue use the Wi-Fi because I know you lucky have family. So you don't let him serve as a laborer. You don't work him out. The Abodah here, you don't work him out. Treat him like a hired servant. You take time with him. Not work him like a slave. Not tell him say pass this and pass that and pass this and everything him get up and him have to run up and down and him can't rest. No. Deal with him like a hired servant, brethren. A nice little youth. So we're going to bring this thing full circle now. So we understand that the melaka oftentimes are not refer to the article, the definite article that comes as a result of the production, of the creation, the finished product. So if I am contracted to build iPhones, my work is what? iPhone. Thank you very much. My work is an iPhone. If I am contracted to build a Samsung, my work is the Samsung. Here at work now. You see the work, the physical action that leads to the creation of the Samsung. What is that? The abada. The labor that leads to the finished action. The melaka. Very good. Work and servile work now. So we're going to look at some scriptures that have both words in it and see if we can make some sense, right? Exodus 35 again. Everyone whose heart lifted him up and everyone whose spirit moved him came and they brought what? Contribution. What is the contribution? Remember, we do this already, when we talk about the tithes. Gold, silver, grain, physical things, right? Because we don't deal with money. Israel never deal with money, brethren. It's barter system. The closest thing you had to money was silver, and it was still exchanged. So it's material. The contribution here is material. So they brought the contribution to Yahuwah for the work. The contribution is used for the work. The material is used to create the finished article of the tent of appointment and for all its labor and for the set apart garments. Everyone who would make a contribution to Yahuwah of silver or bronze, they brought it. And everyone with whom was found acacia wood, because it's good wood this to build the temple, brethren. To build the furnitures in the temple as well. Acacia wood, and the wood is for what? Work. The wood is for work, because me say me want one table. We have to put the showbread. I said that this must build and the poles must be built out of wood, and then you're going to lay gold over the poles and all of these things. The material is for the work, the finished article that you are going to create. The work of the labor, the finished article of the labor, and they brought it. 1 Chronicles 25:1. David and the commanders of the army separated now for the labor, for the work, some of the sons of Asaph and of Heman and of Yeduthun, who should prophesy with lyres, with harps, and with cymbals. And the number of the workmen there is Melaka-ish, according to their service was. And when you read verse 8, you get the understanding. So the service is the profession. So this one specializes in harp. What you call the man who play the keyboard? Keezy. Keezy, them call him. What you call the man who play the drum? Drummy or drummer. What you call the man who play the saxophone? He's a saxophonist. Saxy. Where's the guitar man a gitty? And bassy. Yes, sir. Yes. You understand? So the service there, the aboda is the professional, the labor, the thing that they are skilled at. And then the work now will be the music that comes as a result of them abodaing. So the playing that they are doing is the aboda, that is the labor, and the finished article is the beautiful music that comes into your ears. That is the melaka. Exodus 36. Bezalel and Oholiab and every wise-hearted man in whom Yahweh has given wisdom and understanding to know how to make the work from the labor or for the labor of the set-apart place. Because it's big labor, brethren. And if you read properly, none of these men got paid for this work. Every work that was done on the temple in Exodus and in Solomon's time was people coming and giving their service free of cost. So no pay no run. But it's hard work, it's laborious work. And they shall do according to all that Yahuwah has commanded, because Yahuwah was very specific on how this thing was supposed to be created. And they received from Mashah all the contribution which the children of Yisra'el had brought for the work. So the contribution was used, the material was used to create the definitive article, the finished product of the labor, the work of making the set apart place. So the work of making the set apart place, that is the abodah. The furnitures that go into the set apart place, the utensils and the set apart place itself, that is the melaka, the finished product. So if a table must go in there, the finished table, the table with the 4 foot, is the melaka. If fork, spoon, and plate, pot, and pan must go in there, those are melakas. But you sitting around the machine and cutting, and you go to the sander and you sand down the wood, and then you go to the saw and you cut the wood to the right measurement, that is the abodah. You are laboring to get to the finished product, the melaka. 1 Chronicles 27. And we read verse 5 already for Exodus 36, where they said that the people are bringing too much. See there? They spoke to Mashah saying, the people bring much more than enough for the labor of the work which Yahuwah had commanded us to do. The material too much. We have too much material, brethren. First Chronicles 27:26. Ezri, son of Caleb, was over those who made the work, who made the thing of the field for tilling the ground. The tilling there is the abodah, because the tilling is the actual labor when you're digging at the ground. But the thing that they were making was probably the fork and all them instruments that they used to dig. The mattock is one of them too. The plow that they were using to dig. So the mattock, the plow, the fork, they are the melaka, the finished product. And you're going to use them to abodah, to dig up the ground, the labor, the tilling the ground. Numbers 4. Take a census of the sons of Qoheleth from among the children of Levi, by their clans, by their father's house. So Qoheleth sons, they know, from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old. All who enter the service to make the work in the tent of appointment. Make the work. This is the labor. This is the duty. This is the occupation of the sons of Qoheleth, the abodah in the tent of appointment. The most set apart matters. So Yahweh is telling you that you're going to get them, and I'm going to tell you them job, the sons of Qoheleth. This is their job, this is their profession, this is their occupation. As long as them live, sons of Qoheleth, this is what they are responsible for. See it here? You jump to verse 15, him tell you. So Mashah and Aharon, they must come. When you read from verse 5 coming down, Yahuwah say, Mashah and Aaron going to get a purple cloth, and they're going to put all the gold fork and spoon and cover them up, and he'll tell you how to cover them up. You're going to get a next purple cloth, and you cover up this, you cover up that, you cover up every jack man, every single thing in the tent of appointment. And then in verse 15 now, the sons of Qoheleth are going to come, and they shall lift them. That is them profession, them labor. They are going to lift them, but let them not touch that which is set apart. They're not supposed to touch it. That's why Mashah and Aaron have to wrap it up first, unless they die. These matters are the burden of the sons of Qoheleth. Them job, brethren, them abodah, them labor. First Chronicles 26, verse 26 to 30. Which Shelomith and his brethren were over all the treasures. What were they over? The treasures of the dedicated things. Dedicated things mean that them set apart these things. Them go war, them spoil, them collect the spoils from war, and them have some things where them dedicate to Yahuwah. So them hand it over and them say, these are for Yahuwah. Dedicated things. Follow it carefully now. So Shelomit and his brothers were responsible for the treasures of the dedicated things. What is a treasury? A storage place. No, sir. Treasury is a storage place. We know says money thing. And a treasury is where you store money. But it's not only money stored in treasury. Anything at all, treasure stored in treasury. Anything that you treasure, you store it in a treasury. Thank you very much. Watch it. So Shelomit and his brothers are responsible for the treasury. In this treasury contains the dedicated things, which David, the king, and the chief fathers, the captains over thousands and hundreds, and the captains of the host had dedicated. Out of the spoils, one in battle, and me make it up, brethren. Them go to battle and them win and them raid the people, them place and them collect these things and them dedicate to Yahuwah. Out of the spoils, one in battles did they dedicate to maintain the house of Yahuwah. Watch it. And all that, you see that all that is talking about the dedicated things in the treasury. All that Shemuel the seer, and Shaul the son of Kish, and Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah are dedicated, and whosoever had dedicated anything, it was all under the hand of Shelomith and his brothers. Of the Yisra'el now, this is some of Shelomith brother. Kenanyahu and his sons were responsible for the outward and input business. Melaka, the outward things. So them responsible for the one them were out. I don't know what outward mean. Maybe that's things that can go outside or something. But they were responsible for that. Those things, those specific goods that are in the treasury of dedicated things. And of the Hebronites, Kashabiahu and his brothers, men of valor, 1,700 were officers among them of Yisra'el on this side of the Jordan westward in all the things, the business of Yahuwah, and in the labor now of the king. So the labor of the king is to watch over the melakah, the things that are in the treasury. So your labor is to guard it. Make sure so nobody no come thief it, nobody no come touch it. And you keep your inventory. So if we have 50 spoon, it must always be 50 spoon. If the priest come and them take 10, how much must leave in the treasury? 40. That is their job. So they are inventory officers then. That is their labor. The king assigned them for that purpose. They get paid for that. But the melaka are the articles that are contained in the treasury, brethren. 1 Chronicles 28. All this, said David, Yahuwah made me understand in writing by his hand upon me, even all the works of this pattern. The pattern there is construction. The things for the construction. The things for the construction, brethren. The melaka. And David said to Shalom his son, be strong and of good courage, and make it, do it, aside, make it. Fear not, nor be dismayed, for Yahuwah Elohim, even my Elohim, will be with you. He will not fail you, he will not forsake you, until you have finished all the things for the work of the house of Yahuwah, for the construction of the house of Yahuwah. And behold, the courses of the priests and Levites, even they shall be with you, for all the labor of the house, the abodah of the house of Elohim, and there shall be with you for all manner of workmanship. See it here, all manner of workmanship. The melaka is used there. And the manner of workmanship is speaking of the specialty. The man who can make the things. Skillful men for any manner of labor. So now we have to bring this thing full circle. So now we're going to look at the Torah. the instructions that we are given for the Sabbath day and see if we can figure out how this thing here work. So Genesis 1, verse 1 and 31, in the beginning, Elohim created the and the earth. Now say go. What did he create? Heavens and the earth. So if it come down now and tell me same rest from him work, his work was the creation of the heaven and the earth. So his work, the Melaka, is heaven and earth. And everything that can be found in heaven and earth. Thank you. Verse 31. Elohim saw everything that he had made, Asa. And behold, it was very good. And evening and morning were the sixth day. Jump to chapter 2, verse 1 to 3. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work. He completed his work. Him complete man, him complete woman, him complete puss, dog, rat, cat, sun, moon, star. Everybody was completed, which he had made. And he ceased, he rested, he ceased on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Melaka comes with Asa, because you make work. So Elohim rested from all his making, from all his doing, from all his creating. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he rested. He ceased from all his work. So if your work is to type 150 words per day, the finished work is the 150 words on the page. So when the Shabbat comes, you cease from whatever device that gives you the 150 words on the page. So you're not going to create a page with 150 words when the Shabbat comes, because you are ceasing from your work. But it no means it's limited to where you specialize in. Because cooking is work, because you get the raw material and you manipulate and you manipulate and you manipulate and you get a finished product. The work is what? The food, the curry chicken back and rice. So you can't curry chicken back and rice on the Sabbath. Watch it. Exodus 16. It came to be on the sixth day, they gathered twice as much bread. On the sixth day, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Mashah. He said to them, this is what Yahuwah has said. Tomorrow is a rest. Tomorrow is a cessation. Tomorrow is a ceasing. So with this, we no business with money and none of that. Tomorrow is a ceasing. Daily you would go and you collect manna, so you can eat. That sounds like good something, don't? That don't sound like nothing bad. Yahuwah said, well, tomorrow is the day of ceasing. So you are going to cease from your collection that you collect every day. So you see, anything where you used to do, these 6 days of the week, cease. Thank you. Watch it. Tomorrow is a rest, a Shabbat. Set apart to Yahuwah. Set apart meaning different from the other 6 days. That's why I set apart. If it's not different from the other 6 days, it's not set apart. That's why you are called to set it apart. So the things that you normally do on those 6 days, you don't do it on the Shabbat. But we're going narrow it down, because people going to jump up and we know what people think. People going to say, what if I read the Bible on the other 6 days? We're going to narrow it down for you nice and neat, man. Worry yourself. So he said to them, bake that which you bake today. Cook that which you cook. And lay up for yourselves all that is left over to keep until morning. Mashah said, eat it today, for today is a Shabbat to Yahuwah. Today you do not find it in the field, because it ceased. Gather it 6 days, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, there is none. And it came to be that some of the people went out on the 7th day to gather, but they found none. And Yahuwah said to Mashah, how long shall you refuse to obey my commands and my Torah? See, because Yahuwah given you the Sabbath day, Therefore, he is giving you bread for 2 days on the 6th day. Let each one stay in his place, and do not let anyone go out of his place on the 7th day. And so the people rested. The rested there is ceased. The people ceased on the 7th day. Exodus 20, watch this now. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, to set it apart. Translation, them say keep it holy. To set it apart, to make it different from the other days. 6 days, you labor, abad. So you labor, you work, and you work, and you work. So you realize the Sabbath give you 2 things now, you know. It say you abad. And we know say abad, abada come from abad. So it says 6 days, you abad, you labor, you work hard. And also, not only that, you do on the 6 days, and you make all your things. So the things there can be your food. Any little thing what we make, brethren. Any little thing. All your things, you make all your things on the 6th day. So you labor, you go your work, or you do your work at your yard, you make whatever you make it. But the 7 days of Shabbat of Yahuwah, you do not make anything. Correct translation, or more accurate translation. You do not make anything. Stop manipulating the elements. You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your servant, your male servant, female servant, stranger, nobody. For in 6 days Yahuwah created. He made the heaven and the earth, and on the 7th day he ceased from creation. Exodus 31. You shall guard the Shabbat, for it is set apart to you. Everyone who profanes it shall certainly be put to death. How do you profane it? Anyone who makes anything on the Sabbath, that being shall be cut off from among his people. Or yourself, we're going to narrate down nicely for you, because we're working with the instructions and not what man says. 6 days work is made. 6 days you can make things. But on the 7th is a Sabbath of rest, set apart to Yahuwah. Everyone making anything on the Sabbath day shall be put to death. Between me and the children of Yisra'el it is a sign forever, for in 6 days Yahuwah made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. Leviticus 23, we read it already. 6 days work is done. On the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest. You make no work. You make no thing. Exodus 35. Watch this now. This one puzzled us for years. And we're going to set it straight today. The kindle fire. Catch you now, don't you? Awake. Ready to understand this one now. The kindling of the fire. Watch it. Work. Things are made for 6 days. Right? But on the 7th day, it shall be set apart to you a Sabbath of rest. Anyone making anything on it is put to death. How do you make things in Yisra'el? How do you make food? What you need to make food? What you need to cook food? If you don't have the food, can fire. What you need to make bronze, brass, and anything with bronze and brass and all of these raw material. Every single production in Israel was created using fire. And that's why verse 3, the following verse. But yes, when time them translate the words as work and all of these things, you don't get the understanding. But when you read it like this, brethren, making of things are made for 6 days. But on the 7th day, it shall be set apart to you a Sabbath of rest to Yahuwah. Anyone making anything on it is put to death. And then him continue and say, do not kindle a fire in all of your dwellings. It makes sense now. Do not kindle fire, because the fire is used to make work, make things. No, believe me? Fine. I'll soon show you Deuteronomy 5:13. 6 days you labor. 6 days you labor, you abad, and you make everything in those 6 days. But the 7 days are Sabbath of Yahuwah. So it's consistent instructions, right? But I'm giving you all the verses to show that the same words are used. The same melaka, the same Abada, the same Asa. That's why I put it there. But they are all saying the same thing. But I want you to see that every instruction uses the same words. Numbers 15, watch it. If you don't believe me about the fire thing. Remember this one again when them catch the man and gather sticks, brethren? Watch it. This is how it works when Yahweh decides I'm going to clear up all of the controversies and bring light to his people because his years were struggling with these things. Numbers 15:32. While the children of Yisra'el were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. We know the story. They did not know what to do with him, rush. So them take him up and them carry him to Mashah and them say, we catch this Virginia, I pick up stick, we don't know if it's wrong or it's right. What we all do with him? Mashah himself said, we don't know neither. So we're going to go to Yahuwah. When them go to Yahuwah, Yahuwah said, no ask me not to kill the man. Stone him. Why you stone him? We are 1 Kings 17, we go get the answer, Virgin. Watch it. This is Eliyahu or Elisha, one of them, I don't remember. My memory evading me now. Verse 10 to 12. He rose up and went to Zarephath and came to the gate of the city and saw a widow there doing what? You see the word here for gathering? A 5 place alone it used in the Bible. You have another word for gather who used 1 million times in the scripture. But this word is the same word used in Numbers 15 for the man who was gathering sticks. Same Hebrew word. And this woman was doing the same thing, the same Hebrew word used for gathering sticks. And the same word is used for sticks. Go and go check it if you don't believe me. He found the woman doing what? Just like the man. But the only thing with her is not on the Sabbath day, so she good. But look what she did gather the sticks for. And he called and said to her, please bring me a little water and a vessel to drink. And as she was going to get it, he called and said to her, please bring me what? A piece of what? Bread in your hand. And she said, as Yahuwah your Elohim lives, that's what I know say how we know. Say, God kill me if I lie me. The woman said, thunder roll and broke me neck if I lie me tell. The woman said, as Elohim lives, I do not have bread. What does she say she have, Yahazi? I have only a handful of what? Flour in a bin. And I have a little what? Oil in a jar. What is that? Ingredients for that? Sugar dumpling, bread. And the ingredients of bread, Auntie Dan. The woman said, me not have no bread. Me only have flour and oil. And see, I am what? Gathering sticks. And I will go and what? Make bread. Make it. The it there is make bread. Prepare it for myself and my son. So she had gathered stick for go do. Catch fire for cook. So what was the man in Numbers 15:32 gathering sticks for? Either if he go cook or if he go work. But that's something he's going to make where Yahweh said don't make anything on the Shabbat. Do not kindle any fire. So we're going, remember when we start, we say line upon line. Precept upon precept. So we're taking all a little from here and all a little from there, we're putting it together. So we see a man gathering sticks. Either to go and cook or to go and make work. Same thing. You're going to make something that should not be done. So the making of the work and the fire connected. One more, Exodus 5:7. One more example with the same gathering. You are no longer to give the people straw to make bricks. So when the straw used to do what? Make what? Bricks. But let them go and gather straw for themselves. You see the straw there? At the same fire, them have to catch up fire so them can warm the thing, brethren, so them can hard up the brick. You need the warmth to hard up the brick. Fire again. Isaiah 58:13. Still continue with the instructions for the Sabbath. If you do turn back your foot from the Sabbath, from doing asa, from making your pleasure, anything that you desire. So the making there, have nothing to do with are not limited to just the work. When me go, me nearly call out my work a while ago. When me go to the government, and go sit down and work on computer and come back and me yard. No, making anything at all. Your pleasure. Your pleasure. On my set apart day, and shall call the Sabbath a delight. The set apart day of Yahweh esteemed, and shall not making your own ways. So the things that I command you to do on this day, those are the things you are to do. Nothing less, nothing more. Nor finding your own pleasure or speaking your own words. That is the instructions for the day. Jeremiah 17. Thus said Yahweh, guard yourselves, bear no burden on the Sabbath. Do what? Bear no burden. You have to use your common sense now. You have to apply some wisdom. Because when Yahusha healed the man get up and take up in bed. When he lie down for how much years. When he take up the bed, the Pharisees them say, oh, you make up the man take up burden and carry out on the Sabbath. Yahusha run them. So you have to use your common sense, because Yahusha said to them, say, which of you, if your sheep drop down in a ditch on the Sabbath, you're not going to retrieve him? That is lifting of burden. Retrieve your sheep, brethren. It is not evil to do good on the Sabbath. But you're not going to get up and go take out one engine out of one car on the Sabbath, brethren. No. So bear no burden on the Sabbath, nor take a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, nor make anything. And you shall set apart the Sabbath day as I commanded you. Nehemiah 10:31, this tells us that we're not supposed to buy and sell on the Sabbath. We know that already. And Nehemiah 13 as well, when Nehemiah go find them doing it, him tell them, say, lock the city gate. And when the man them still a light around the city gate, him say, listen, if you don't move, me go beat you up. I am going to lay hands on you, and me say it, him say it for true. Go read it for yourself. Write them down, because we're moving out. Jubilees too. Give us some more instructions. Declare and say to the children of Yisra'el the Torah of this day, the instruction of this day, the Sabbath, both that they should guard the Sabbath thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work, to make anything thereon, which is unseemly. Unseemly means inappropriate. So some common sense have to apply now. We have to put line upon line so this can make sense. Because Yahuwah cannot tell us in the same Jubilees here that on the Sabbath we're supposed to eat big food and bust big belch. But at the same time, we can't make anything at all. We have to use some common sense. Watch it. To do their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is against the Torah to draw water, or bring in or take out thereon through their gates any burden. And see, it makes sense here now, because when a man read this, he say, but wait, it says we can't prepare anything to be eaten or drunk. And when you hear prepare, you even think if it's even a piece of bread you have and piece of butter, when you take up the knife and wipe it in the butter and wipe it on bread, not prepare that. I prepare, you know. No prepare, target shoot, no brethren. Yes. See what I'm saying here? The preparation we might talk about him say. And the same thing for the drawing of the water and the burden that you carry through the gate, which had not been prepared for themselves on the 6th day. So the hard part of the work must be done from the 6th day. So if you know, say you're 4 people in the house supposed to bathe on the Sabbath, and it wasn't a society where you have shower. It's outside bathroom. Everybody have to get them bath pan and take up water. Whether you go to the well, you draw your water. He's saying to you, get 4 baths and go draw the water from Friday. So when you have the water now, the most you do is lift it up, can't go in the bathroom now. Each person, when they're ready to go in the bathroom, then lift it up from right here. So but you now go all the way out of the well, go get the water and come in on the Sabbath day, brethren. The same thing for the food. You do the fire part and the big excitement part from the Friday. Thank you very much. So as some people are not microwave, you can't knock microwave, you're not kindling any fire. You can't knock heater. You're not kindling any fire, you can't knock a kettle, brethren. Because the issue was with the laborious part. That is taking time, the time-consuming part of it, brethren. So he said that which had not already been prepared for themselves on the 6th day. So you have to get the water from before. If we know, say, like when I remember when we used to have to keep the box them over there. So in a case like that now, you come from Friday, you carry over the box them. Sabbath morning now, you just a plug in. You prepare yourself because you know that the Sabbath is the 7th day. So you prepare. That's why the 6th day is called preparation. Jubilee is 50. You get more instructions. Some of them you don't go like, but that's how it go. Because it say you're not supposed to make anything. And if you're not supposed to make anything, you're not supposed to make anything. Watch it. Behold the commandment regarding the Shabbats, as I have written them down for you and all the judgments of its Torah. 6 days shall you labor. 6 days you must labor, brethren. Labor for 6 days. You have all 6 days can labor. I want that Baraka listen. Make sure you listen, you know. The man says 6 days you can labor. six, 6 days you can labor and make anything. See your work there, no, brethren. When your boy born, you look at him and say, but see, I don't know, me this boy, I feel me work this. And you work, you make it. See it here? You shall do no manner of work. No manner of work. It called work, Chantel, a work it name. No manner of making. You and your sons and your men servant, your maid servant. The man that does any work on it shall die. Watch this now. Whosoever desecrates that day, whosoever lies with his woman, and me say, whosoever says he will do something on it, he will set out on a journey there, and in regard to buying or selling. So you can travel, come to assembly, but you can't get up say you go market. You can't get up say you go supermarket. No. So the journey is in regard to buying or selling. So things have to be put in context, brethren. You want a burden we don't with the Sabbath. The Sabbath is not a burden, brethren. And whosoever draws water thereon, which he had not prepared for himself on the 6th day. So you cannot go to well on the Sabbath, brethren. And whosoever takes up any burden to carry it out of his tent or out of his house shall die. You shall do no work whatsoever on the Sabbath, except what you have prepared for yourselves on the 6th day. So as to eat, drink, and rest, and guard the Sabbath from all work on that day, and to bless Yahweh, who has given you a day of feast and a holy day and a day of the holy kingdom for all Yisra'el. Is this day among their days forever? For great is the honor which Yahweh has given to Yisra'el, that they should eat and drink and be satisfied on this feast day, and rest thereon from all labor which belongs to the labor of the children of men, except burning frankincense. So this now is where you can use fire for. Burning frankincense and bringing sacrifices before Yahweh for days. So the fire burning on the temple. Every man who does any work thereon goes on a journey, tills his farm, whether in his house or any other place, or whosoever lights a fire, or rides on any beast or travels by ship. And it tell you about the journey already, the context for the journey in regard to buying or selling. And whosoever strikes or kills anything that is hunting for food, so you're going to hunt. Whosoever slaughters a beast or a bird, so you're going to kill the chicken on the Sabbath because you want to eat. That should I do from Friday. Whosoever catches an animal or a bird or a fish, or whosoever fasts or makes war on the Sabbath, profane the Sabbath day. Can't fast either, so you have to eat. Everybody understand? Conclusion. Sermon long today, so it goes sometime. The word melaka always precedes the word abodah in the instructions for the Moedim. Very important. The translators switch it around. Melaka comes first. The word asa is always used with the word melaka, because the melaka is a finished product and asa means to make. So you make the finished product. The word asa is not used in relation to abodah, because the abodah is the labor. You exerting yourself. So you can make the exertion of yourself. That don't make no sense. That's grammatically incorrect. It's faulty in diction, all of the excitement in English. The word asa means to produce, make, or prepare. This is a concrete Hebrew word that points to the creation of a tangible thing, something you can hold on to. Considering all the above, watch this now. The phrase, you do no servile work, because that is why we are here. We want to know what we can do. Because we already know so we can cook on the Sabbath. We know that already. We know so we have to prepare from the something they did. We just clear up the gathering of the sticks and the kindling of the fire. Everybody clear on that? No. But we still have the question of unleavened bread, tabernacles, Shavuot, and Yom Teruah. What the difference between it and the Sabbath day? Because there is a difference. One say no servile work and one say no work. So, the phrase, you do no servile work, based on the sequence of the words in the Hebrew script, is better translated as no business, no thing, no goods must be created or made for money or laboriously. So in other words, you see when Shavuot, when unleavened bread, when tabernacles and Yom Teruah come, we are not going to make a chair for money, and we're not going to make it if it is too laborious to make. You understand? If you have a bust too much sweat, if it take too much time, you can't do that. But you see the cooking, because it's a feast day, we braff. We braff the cooking, brethren. And I'm going to show you. Melaka points most times than not to the physical article created as a result of the intangible exertion of the individual. So the intangible exertion, that is the abodah, that is the labor. So Deborah says she's a what them call it now, dressmaker. She sit around the machine. All of this what she doing and she press on the pedal. That is the intangible exertion. You can't hold on that. That is the labor. That is the abodah. You see the pants I'm gear now, if you pull out the pants and go work and everybody say me bazzle. Me take off the pants and I hold it up now. That is the melaka. So melaka is the product or the outcome of the work. Therefore, the work are my work. A man say my work, this is if I hear a man say my work, or a female boy, when a man say a female boy, this name I tell you say my work, this is. When I get in jump off I truck, you know, in both see them say me put that this, you know. Abodah is the act or labor carried out on a material to produce a finished article. So it's work in exchange for payment or hard labor. So if you get money, abodah. If you work hard and bust sweat, abodah. So it's when tabernacles are come now, Barak, and we come here, so, and we know so the truck for pack. And man have to take off all them shirt, two of them and sweat, and we are pack truck. That is abodah. But we not get no money. It's abodah because it's holy for work, brethren. That's why Yahuwah said, when the people ask you, say, what do you mean by this labor? This big work? Elohim rested from all his work which he had made. What is the work that Elohim made? We discussed that already. Heaven and earth and everything contained therein. Did Elohim physically exert himself? No, him just talk and things come out. But those are his work. Those are his creation. So he did not abodah. Elohim did not labor. But him create nonetheless. And the work is there as proof. See me here? See you there? And we see puss and dog out there, so I wait for food to start here so them can come back. On the Sabbath, we are to cease from making anything at all. Special provision is given for the work of the tabernacle and for that which was prepared from the 6th day in relation to domestic use. Pay attention. This is what we see in the script. So when the Sabbath comes, the temple itself have special provision. Big work can go on at the temple because that is holy work. Fire can light in the temple. All of that can go on. Because Yahuwah give that provision in the law. Provision is also given on the Sabbath day for that which was prepared for domestic use. From the 6th day, can be carried over into the 7th day and prepared. Just like I explained with the water for your bathe, the water for your cook, and all of these things. But you're not going to light no fire for cook. The the fire part supposed to be gone from yesterday already. We now in a better situation because we have running water and shower where we just flick a switch and water come out a pipe. So you just go all a bed. No problem no night. We just start turn keys on, just sit down with steering wheel and carry come assembly. You have to load up no donkey and all of the excitement. The gathering of sticks on the Sabbath, when properly dissected, points to the kindling of fire either to cook or to make work, both of which is prohibited by the Torah. So it's wrong. You're not kindling no fire. What therefore, the question is, can be done on the Moedims that prohibit servile work? That cannot be done on the Moedims that prohibit any manner of work. So, in layman terms, what can we do on Shavuot, on Sukkot, on Matzot, on Yom Teruah that we cannot do on Sabbath and on the Day of Atonement? See there? Isaiah 28, we're going to line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. And we're going to use Exodus 12 and bring it to a close. Exodus 12 verse 15 to 16 says, 7 days you eat unleavened bread. Indeed, on the first day you cause leaven to cease from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that being shall be cut off from his brothers, from Israel. So this day, get the same instructions. This first day and 7th day of unleavened bread, get the same instructions as Shavuot, as Yom Teruah, as the first day of Tabernacles and the 8th day assembly. Right? No servile work. So if him tell us we can do something on this day, then we can do it on the other day then. Because it's the same provision, the same instructions we are given. Verse 16. On the first day is a set apart gathering, and on the 7th day is a set apart gathering. No work at all is done. Nothing must be created at all, except that which is eaten by every being. That can be created by you. So what can be done on Shavuot? Cooking. What can be done on Matzot? What can be done on Yom Teruah? What can be done on Sukkot? You cook. That is the except, because him said no work, Remember, it said no work at all, except the instruction said no servile work. So the one provision we get is the cooking. So you can cook on that day. So this passage is key to understanding what is expected of us on these days. We are asked to cease just as on the Sabbath, but one allowance of work is given. You can cook that which is to be eaten by every man on that day. And that, my brothers and sisters, concludes work versus servile work.
That endureth forever. Oh Yahweh, we thank you for this presentation that your manservant has brought unto us, Father Yahweh. As we say, we are on the ancient path and we see where our eyes are opening up more and more to know more about your business and what we should do and what we should not do. Oh Abba, you are indeed great in all your works. You are the one that gives the instruction of us, Father Yah. Even though our forefathers, mankind, have twisted your word, but Father Yah, you always say you have a witness, and your witness is always there, Father, to guide us back onto your track that you want us to follow. So, Father, as we continue to look in your words and to set our lifestyle in order to follow you to kingdom, oh Yahweh, help us to be humble. Help us to listen to your words. Help us to do what you said we must do. Oh Yahweh, We pour out our hearts, our mind, our body unto you, Father Yah, that you may lead us in your way. And Father Yahweh, help us to, for when you lead us, Father Yahweh, we does not hold stiff-necked and stick to that whole path that is not of you. But let us look unto you, Father Yah, because you said that if we only look to you and follow you, then you will add all other things unto us. So, Father Yah, as we are here today to continue in your words, into your truth, into your light that you have set apart for us to follow. Father Yah, let us continue to bear in mind that you and only you we should follow, not man, but your script that you have prescribed for us, Father Yah. So, Father Yah, we continue to put our dear brothers in front of you, Father Yah, to continue to lead him, to continue to guide him in your ways, Father. Continue to give him that mind of humbleness towards you and to deliver unto your people that you laid upon his mind. Oh, Father Yah, we ask of you to continue to give us that courage in our hearts that we can follow you or you want us to follow you, Father. And Father, as we are here and about to be dismissed from this session, we pray, Father, yeah, that the week that is coming up ahead of us, Father, yeah, we'll continue to look to you. And no matter what our the devil has planned for us, Father, yeah, help us to rebound before we know sometime, Father, yeah, we followed what he says. But Father, yeah, give us that understanding that when we go astray, you're there, Father, yeah, and even preventing us from go astray. We give thanks to you, Father, yeah. And Father, yeah, we pray that the lunch that is being prepared for us, Father, yeah, we pray that the hands that stretched forth to provide it will continue and not go weary of doing it. And as we're about to go again, Father, we ask of you to continue to bless us. Indeed, as we ask of all of this through your Son, Yahushua's name. Amen.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us. Indeed, we continue to search the eating path and to walk therein. Thank you those who are joining us online and those that are here. Thank you, dear brother, for your presentation. Continue to pray that Yahuwah will continue to lead and direct. Please stand. We are as we dismiss. Where are we now in the week of Sabbath? So we are at number 5, the 5th Sabbath in the week. And so we have 2 more to go in the week, right? So next Sabbath was the 31st, is the 6th. And then we go into that month called June. And this on the morrow after that Sabbath, we gather for Shavuot. All right? Yahuwah blesses you and keeps you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lifts his countenance upon you and give you his peace. You are dismissed. Amen.